Hello class, I am going to show you how to do the drag and drop. You will find it at the bottom of chapter 2. So click on the drag and drop and then you'll see the next link here. And it's going to take a little bit of time to download. Hopefully it won't take a full 2 minutes. I developed this a few years ago. I had a grant from Kansas State University that was about having technology help our students learn something. And I had already done this drag and drop in a similar way just by showing my students on an overhead projector the various male and female body parts. And then I would test them over it. Well, they didn't do well on the test, and so my goal was to use technology to help my students learn this by giving them a fun activity to do. All right, once you have it downloaded, then you'll get this screen and scroll clear down to this start. There's two. The one that's in little letters that has the cog. Double click on it. And then extract all, extract, give it time to complete, and then go back to that start, the little one at the top there, double click it, and then you will get the drag and drop. Let's see if I can get that. Okay, then just push OK, and you will get the first set of words to come up for your first picture. We're going to start with the broad ligament. That is this muscle right here, a ligament that attaches the female structure to the body. The endometrium is the bottom one right there. It is actually the inner lining of the uterus that's shed every month when a woman has her period. The myometrium is the middle muscle, and the parametrium is the outer structure of the uterus. I'm going to give you a little hint here how to remember the order of these. It's PME. Us women have a condition every month called PMS. I'm sure you all know about that. But instead of PMS, this is PME. We're going to skip this. It's the ovary. I could basically have 8 cells on each slide, and so we're going to skip that one on this slide. It will be on the next. This is the fimbria, the phalanges that gather the egg from the ovary when it's released to take it up into the fallopian tube. The widest part of the fallopian tube is called the infungibulum. The middle part of the fallopian tube is the ampulla. And the next one we're going to fill in is right here. It is the Ovarian ligament, as you can see right here. This is the front view of a woman. You can see 2 ovaries, 2 fallopian tubes, 1 uterus. Click on OK, and sometimes you have to click 2 or 3 times, and the next 8 will come up. So the fallopian tube is here at the top. Basically, that just shows the whole structure of the fallopian tube. The narrowest part of the fallopian tube is called the isthmus. The outer part of the uterus is the fundus of uterus, this top part. And then the uterus. You already have broad ligament. Then fill in the cervical canal. The ovary is right here. And the vagina is the last one. Double click. And then the side structure of the female will come up. The urinary bladder is right here. As you can see, here's the bladder. And then right under that is the pubic bone. Then the urethra. On top on the right, it's pointing to the spine. Right under that is the fimbria again on this slide. Well, I don't know why that doesn't show up. Hopefully it will in a bit. The Bartholin Gland is here, and then the anus. We'll click again. If we don't get these right, a sign comes up that says sorry, and then just sit there, and then they'll come up again for you to repeat. So the top here is pointing to the ovary. It looks like a cluster of grapes. Then under that is the fallopian tube. And you should have the bladder, the pubic bone, the urethra, the clitoris. It's this C-shaped structure right here. And then the labia minora, the inner lips, and the labia majora. Then the one on the right that we need to fill in next is pointing to the uterus and the cervix. I wished I had an opportunity to do this again. It took me about 2 weeks at K-State having help to do this as we were doing workshops, and I did not realize until I got home and was doing this with my students that I missed the vagina. So you will have to fill that in on the test, but it is not here. Click OK and we'll come up with the males. So the first one we're going to fill in, let's just start here on the bottom. On the right is the testes. A male has 2. This is a side view of a male, so it just shows 1. Then right above the testes is the epididymis. Then you have the vas deferens here, and the vas deferens also up here. I had to have one stationary because if there was 2 and you drug one to the wrong place, even though you had it right, it would still have marked it wrong. And I also wished I would have used paint to draw this in because the vas deferens comes around here and is connected to this ejaculatory duct. On the bottom on the left is the scrotum, then the glands, penis, then skip one on this slide, and then you're going to fill in the corpus cavernosum. We're going to learn those are the 2 on top, so cavernosum. Corpus cavernosum. It shows it on the top here, and then the one above it, and I wished I would have switched these so the corpus cavernosum was above, even though it shows it on the top here. But the corpus spongiosum is 1 tube on the bottom, and the urethra actually goes through it. Click OK. And you will fill in on the top right the bladder. And right under that, a male has 2 seminal vesicles, which produce 70% of the seminal fluid. Then the rectum. Then the Cowper's gland. A man has 2 little Cowper's glands, sometimes referred to as the bulbourethrial glands. And then on the left, underneath the vas deferens there, is the pubic bone. Then the prostate gland. A male has 1 prostate. And then here we'll fill in the urethra. So congratulations, you're ready to take your exam over the male and female reproductive organs.